And I'm sure you've been involved in other incorporations in Southwest Florida. How does Charlotte County's proposed, what we're talking about now, how does that compare to, say, Estero or some of the other areas that have incorporated? Can you draw any analogies?
I mentioned earlier to this gentleman, he asked me that same question. Being that law enforcement and fire is already there, that's where the real cost is of becoming a city. I see it being almost, I can't think of the words I use, an automatic. It's, you have so much benefits that you can receive, because normally the big thing is we're going to have to start paying for police and fire, because we were an unincorporated area in a county that really wasn't like Charlotte, and they maybe had a volunteer fire department and spotty, service from the sheriff.
We need to follow up on that. Now, we have all of these county fire departments in the area that's going to be incorporated. Let's say, to play devil's advocate, let's say we went to the Punta Gorda City Fire Department and said, would you like to contract with the city of Port Charlotte? And then go to the county and say, kind of play one against the other. You can do the same thing with the sheriff. But my question is, what happens to all of these facilities that are located within the incorporated area?
If the new city retains the MSTU, the funding of those, it's advantageous to the county for you to continue that way. I would continue it, and maybe sometime in the future, and I'm talking years in the future, you may start to look at efficiencies and things of that sort. But that's something I wouldn't even consider.
But it is, I guess, to boil it down, do the facilities, the fire stations, still belong to the county?
Yeah.
Do they belong to the
If
city?
you retain the MSTU.
What if you decide not to? What if you decide you're going to?
You got a costly thing you're going to have to do.
Well, let's say you went to the city of Punta Gorda and said, we have the fire department, we have the fire stations, will you staff them?
But you're going to have to buy them from the county.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you determine what the cost is? We already paid for it with our tax dollars. And so how do you ascertain why do we have to buy it if we already paid for it?
Happens all the time.
So
my thing is, I wouldn't even venture that. I wouldn't even consider that for a long time.
well, and that may be, but even in the long time, because the MSBU's for fire, EMS, and sheriff are very expensive. Okay, the budget.
And you may consider down the road,
right,
that we want to be out of them, and we're now going to levy a property tax in replacement of that MSTU. Or we may create a special assessment, which is a simplistic name of an MSBU, non-property tax base, to pay for the fire department. But short term, I wouldn't change anything in that area.
but all the infrastructure within the incorporated city limits belongs to the city after you're incorporated. True or not?
Not necessarily.
We have to buy it from the